you stumped about what to build on your favorite character? Not sure which supports are the best? What job medals are worth re-rolling for? Well, you have come to the right place. I'm Skelly Sinful, your big bro, and it's my job to help you understand the ins and outs of the power system in Dissidia Duellum. I am an Omega ranked top 100 player who has spent way too much time learning about this game. If you watch my beginner's guide, then you should already be familiar with supports and how important they can be for your power level. Let's take a closer look. We'll be using the set builder on the Dissidia.dev website. This tool allows us to view hypothetical stats and compare them as we please. You can imagine how useful this is to save your growth eggs. To begin with, each character has different stat scalings. What this means is that attack, defense, and HP are all multiplied in different ways depending on your character. For example, we're going to be using this build that utilizes all the general URs. Don't worry, this isn't something we will actually use in game, but it's just to illustrate this point. All abilities are at level 50 with no job medals equipped. Using Lightning as a baseline, given that her stat scalings are 1s across the board, we see that this build gives us 1,135 attack, 345 defense, and 16,496 health. Now, we will just change the character. Balthier has an attack scaling of 1.25, defense of 1.1, and HP at 0.85. Even though we haven't changed a single ability or support, we see these stats: 1,408 for attack, 375 for defense, and 13,952 for HP. Stat scaling is incredibly important because it can seriously impact how you build a character, but don't worry, I have a general build for you that should work for most characters in the game. General abilities also have a unique mechanic that grants additional stats based on elemental alignment. Each character has an elemental attribute, and if you match a general ability's element to that attribute, then there will be a stat increase of about 5%. This is great for people who lack the URs or SRs that we'll go over very soon. Attack is how much damage you do with your rapid attacks and abilities. Defense is essentially a shield that procs every time you would take damage. Let's say you have 300 defense and you are being attacked by a 1000 damage skill. This skill would now do 700 total damage. Unfortunately, this means that defense, as it exists right now, is the worst stat in the game, as HP, which just increases your health, does a much better job of keeping you alive as opposed to high defense. So when building most characters, we are looking to increase their attack and HP primarily. So now, which skills are best suited for that? In order to future-proof the video, I'm going to show you how to find skills on the Dissidia.dev website. Click on the ability index, then sort by your preferred stat. In this case, it will be attack. Now we are looking for abilities that have this specific stat spread. You see that it has high attack and high health. In total, we have 8 standard ultra abilities that have this spread: Fervid Blazer, Spellbook, Omni-Slash, Meteor, Element of Treachery, Army of One, Crackshot, and Flames of Punishment. Using all of these in your supports will give you the highest possible attack and HP in the game for most characters. Now I hear ya. Scully, I don't even have the URs I want for my favorite character. I understand, don't worry. So here are the super rare character variants which have a similar spread: Hopeful Dance, Chon, Meltdown, and Vigilant. Use these to supplement whatever you might be missing, or if you have more dupes of them than the ultra rares. You can run the attack HP build on basically 90% of the current cast and do exceptionally well. However, there are some exceptions. Rikku in particular suffers heavily using this build and will much rather prefers the HP defense build given her unique character abilities, and that is right here. Her HP scaling is abysmal at 0.65, which means that attack HP is actually detrimental in the long run. You want her to be as survivable as possible, and this is the only build that really helps her survive at all. To recap, attack and health is what you want for most of your characters. These are the ultra rares you want, and if you don't have all of them, then these are the super rares that you can supplement them with. Defense is a trap for most characters. Don't build it unless you really want to main Rikku. Next, let's talk a little bit about job medals. In my personal opinion, job medals should primarily be used to strengthen a character's strong points and not as a band-aid for their weaknesses. Since we built such high attack and HP, you really can't go wrong with samurai medals, as it raises both by a decent amount. Alternatively, Black Mage works as a pure damage buff. If you are ever unsure about what to chase, you really can't go wrong with either of those two. Now I will cover some special cases. Sage is a medal that increases team bravery from Purifying Crystal. This works best on characters like Cryo or the Agiles who are constantly clearing camps and racking up those bravery points for the team, but is much less effective on pretty much everybody else. This is also true for the Hunter medal, which increases damage dealt to bosses and monsters. While everyone can technically benefit from this, Agiles, Cryos, and boss slayers like Cloud, Clive, and Iroha benefit the most. Agiles also benefit the most from medals like Thief and Ninja, as it just further increases their speed. Time Mage is another interesting set as it can do a lot of work to make characters more consistent, as the cooldown reduction it provides can be game impacting. For example, Renoa wants to reach 3 stacks of Angel Wings as fast as possible. Normally this takes 120 seconds, but with Time Mage you can reach your strongest state 15 seconds faster. In this game where some matches are decided by the slimmest margins, every single second counts. If you guys want, I can do a full video covering the job medal sets that best suit each character, but for now I think this might be a pretty good overview. Let me know if that's something I should make in the comments below. Now we know what to build and what to hunt for in the job medal system. Let's discuss how the systems work in casual and ranked. In casual, it's super simple. You just need to slot whatever you have into your supports and into your character slots. This will instantly boost the power level of your character by a large margin, and you don't have to sink a single growth egg in order to be at your strongest. Conversely, ranked forces you to play with your strongest abilities as your stats are not leveled as you climb. While the builds I've laid out are ideal, you most likely will have abilities that outmatch them in power. This guide is meant to point you in the right direction for what you should level. Maybe you have been sitting on a +7 meltdown this whole time and you haven't used it yet because you didn't realize its potential for your build. I've been Skully Sinful, your big bro, and I hope this video was useful to you. I have been working really hard on this channel and I hope that all my vids have been entertaining or at the very least educational. We have so much to discuss with patch 1.3 on the horizon. Clive is almost here, dudes. I am so ready. I'll be doing a special live stream at 4 PM PST on the 28th, where we'll be doing hundreds of pulls, exploring the new patch, and just having a good time. You can watch that here on YouTube or on my Twitch, and I hope to see you there. If you want to support me or the channel, feel free to like and subscribe. If you really want to support me and my crippling love of gacha games, then my 40 ticket slot is still available. If anyone gifts those tickets, then I will do a personal shout out during the live stream and the future pool video. That's it for now. I'll see you all again real soon. Goodbye.